We're at the All Guitar Network, and we're doing like a couple of these vintage guitar minutes. And I've got my buddy, the incomparable Marty Schwartz,
Thank you, Norm.
like the guitar teacher of all time. And he just picked this up, and you want to know a little bit about that?
Yeah.
So this is a Gibson L5 guitar, non-cutaway. This is a 1952. So when I say non-cutaway, a lot of the guitars would have a cutout here so that you could play up higher on the neck. Most of these guitars, it was big bands that were playing them, and most of the playing was down in this area. And this was like the definitive jazz box, you know, for a lot of guys over the years. And so it's maple sides and back, beautiful blonde curly maple, spruce top, ebony fingerboard and ebony bridge, the flower pot inlay, just beautiful inlay, just so tasteful. The gold L5 tailpiece. But play just a couple little things on it. This is straight blues. Yeah. So this guitar's got flat wound. I'm just going to say, and a lot of the jazz guys love those flat wounds because they're smooth. You can play up and down the neck, and it produces a different sound and a different feel.
Softer, less bright.
Yeah, less bright, and also just when you slide from chord to chord, there's
not
less
as
noise,
noisy,
you know, and all that kind of stuff. But for certain things, these guitars are terrific, and
Beautiful.
what can I say? It's like one of the definitive jazz guitars.
And it's art.
Yes, it is.
Art that you can play.
That's right. So Marty, that is, you know what the model is and all that. You know, I know Marty is not an expert in vintage guitars, but he loves them. And you know, this is a Stratocaster, but it's a hardtail, which means it does not have tremolo. If you turn it over and look on the back, it doesn't have those springs and all that stuff. It's like a Telecaster where the strings go through, and it's a fabulous sounding guitar. It's an ash body, which they used on all the earlier ones. Single ply guard. It's a maple neck with the round string retainer, bakelite on the parts. Let's get a little example of what the sounds like. Sort of like a dominant kind of thing. So out of like, you know, a lot of the sweet soul stuff is like that major 7 kind of stuff with that Curtis Maple. These guitars almost make you play that way from time to time.
Oh, I just love, the
muted guitar stuff.
Funky. After all these years, it still stays in tune.
That's right. It's like fine wine.
It really is. The burst is beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's a two-tone burst. You know, not a lot of red in the burst there and all that.
Yeah, it is gorgeous.
So it's really sweet. And so we're going to look at a couple other things.
Cool.
Too. Just
love it.
So the 58s in general, although they did some with flame tops, this is what they call the plain top 58. And so it's got the big humbuckings, the full-size humbuckings. You know, the deluxes have like a mini humbucker, but this is full-size. You know, beautiful maple top, but not very flamey, rosewood fingerboard and nickel parts, you know, like they used on the old ones. And basically these are lightweight, and they're in comparison to some of the guitars from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, which kind of world. A boat anchor. In
My neck still hurts.
Yeah,
from
but
my
they
last fall.
they produce their own sound, and
Yeah.
people like them too. So everybody
You
likes.
can't get
different
this to
sound.
sound like a Strat, and you really can't get a Strat to sound like this.
That's precisely why I'm in business, because you can't get it all with one guitar.
No,
So
and if they tell you they can,
then they're full of it. So,
yes.
But that's why it's like a painter with one paintbrush. You
Right.
need the thick brush,
Right.
thin brush, you know. So each one of them does something a little bit different.
Beautiful.
And I was going to show you, like, this guitar here is a Les Paul Special.
Yeah, I like that.
So what this is, it's basically the double cutaway version of a Les Paul Jr., but with two pickups binding on the neck, and this one has a badass bridge on there. That's for better intonation. But this is a really nice mahogany guitar, rosewood fingerboard, just a great sounding P90 guitar. Just something that is, if you've got the humbucking guitar, these pickups break up at a lower volume, just get a sweet sound at a lower volume. So people are crazy about all this stuff. And again, that's what everybody loves to collect guitars. And
Yes.
one thing is, each one of them does something different.
Now, if you can, you want a P90 guitar in your collection.
Yep.
If you're a guitar player, you're taller than me. So.
You just need, you gotta have
I
all
feel like
this
it's
stuff.
that middle ground. You know, you've got the Strat sound and the Les Paul sound.
Yep.
And then you've got the P90 sound, which
It's
they do
just-
sound great in Fenders too.
It's just a
really.
slight variation on
Yeah.
the theme of the P90s. This guitar over here is a 1956 reissue. So this is one in '56. They finally came out with the two-pneumatic bridge,
Ah,
which
yes.
was a big thing. And so it's nickel parts, P90s, gold top. And again, it's basically the same standard, but it has the bound neck with the, this type of inlay and nickel parts. Great guitar, but again, if you have something with humbuckings, you may want something that's different.
Yeah.
You need a Strat, a Tele, 335, Les
Yes.
Pauls of a variety.
Make a list.
Yes.
And come
Not
here.
to mention your 2/6 that would be nice too. So, but a lot of varieties of these things. This is even another. This is a Les Paul, but it is a Les Paul Florentine, which this is a hollow body. It's got an ebony fingerboard, no inlay on the board, beautiful burled maple top, gold parts. This is a variation of a Les Paul Custom, and it has the diamond-shaped inlays, little fancier binding on the body, but somebody who wants a combination of a hollow and a solid, that's what you get with this guitar.
That's cool. I love hollows and semi-hollows. I'm a 335 guy.
Yeah, 335s are great. This is just a reissue ES335, but a really nice guitar in a natural finish. And so, they're good weight, but it produces the sound of a hollow body and a solid body. There's a block of wood here, so you can play it loud without it feeding back.
Yeah. Love it.
And then there's the 330s and Epiphone Casinos, which are completely hollow, and that's a whole different sound again. And those
Yeah.
have P90s. This has humbuckings.
Gotcha. I like the natural blonde.
Yeah. It's all good. It's just whatever your taste is.
Yeah.
And then hopefully your taste expands to more and more.
Yes.
And I stay in business.
That's right.
So, Marty, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate you coming in.
Thanks,
It's
Norm.
really nice of you to stop by. It's
Oh.
always good when our buddies come in.
Yes.
And,
Oh, my
you've been
God.
an inspiration to my guys. And
Thank you so much. I live in San Diego, so otherwise I'd be here even more. But got to make special trips to do
Well,
it.
maybe you need a place up here.